Let's now turn our attention to Gilgamesh, which is the first text that we'll read in this module of aesthetic origins. So Gilgamesh is over 5,000 years old, or nearly 5,000 years old, probably more precisely to say. It is one of the oldest texts that we have on in our global record of human writing. It's a textual artifact that mediates oral culture, the history of writing, and the history of the book. So it's really great one-stop shopping for a lot of things. It's a good story and it carries its own history with it. So Gilgamesh begins as a series of oral poems in the third millennium BCE. So Gilgamesh is a legendary figure, king of Sumer. Uh, he may or may not have existed. We don't know for absolutely for sure, but people write about or speak about this person Gilgamesh, who was a king back in the early days of Sumerian civilization. And so oral poems are created, songs, uh, poetry. We have fragments of all this, right? So it's originally produced in an oral form, and then it is rendered into cuneiform, which is what we see here in this image from the introduction to the text. So cuneiform is a pictographic symbolization reproduced on clay tablets. And so as we see in the image here, there's it's actually 6 sides that are written on. So 3 sides we see available to us, and then on the back of those sides is more writing. And so that's the way the tablets were created. And then you can see that the tablets, in at least this image, are incomplete, cracked, because they are rediscovered, 4,000 years later, and then they're pieced back together, or they have to be pieced back together. As Gilgamesh is rendered into more textual form, it gradually takes on more narrative form. Around 1200 BCE, an editor known as Sun Li Ki Unini will render the standard version of the Gilgamesh poem. It'll be rendered, the standard version is are tablets 1 through 11, and it is rendered under the title of He Who Saw the Deep. The Epic of Gilgamesh, which is the title of the text we're reading, was unknown to people of the time, back in the day, back in the ancient world.